All right, y'all. So I thought a lot of us knew this already, but let me say this again for those of you in the back. Anytime you hear any U.S. administration whine about Islamic extremism, especially if that Islamic extremism is happening in someone else's country, and the U.S. is threatening to invade said country to stop this extremism like they're doing to Nigeria, like Trump is talking about with Nigeria, you should be worried about the spin. Like, how is the U.S. going to spin this and what they're really after? Girl, like, is Nicki trying to get some kind of pardon for that husband of hers? Like, what's going on? All the misinformation and, BS aside that she is spreading, like, which we're going to get into, why are you partnering with Trump and his people to say something? You could have stood on your balcony and said, you know what I mean? You could have hopped online and said, like, I hate when people make excuses for these celebrities. Like, oh, they had no other option but to work with Kushner and Ivanka. Oh, they had no other option but to work with Hades and Pennywise to get their, mission done. Like, girl, please.
Y'all know who I am, Adrienne. I be in the cut, I sizzle with your man. Don't be mad at me because he recognized the brand.
When Timmy held my face and wiped my tears of pleasure, the magic compelled me to feel the wetness on my own fingertips, as if I was the one who had brushed them away. I thought maybe I should say something. I could tell him how grateful I was to share this transcendent moment, but the magic link had rendered words unnecessary and inadequate. Timmy kept the power flowing, and the pure delight of it was making us tremble, but we dared not stop. Unliksana was endless, and so too would be our indulgence.
All right, this is coming from Rolling Stone. Of course, the link to this article will be in my description if you want to read it in full. We're going to go through it real quick. Faith is under attack. That's what Nicki Minaj went up there saying. Nicki Minaj spreads misleading information at the UN. So we know that Nicki spoke at the UN calling out what she perceives as extremism. She says she would like to thank President Trump for prioritizing this issue and for his leadership on a global stage in calling for urgent action to defend Christians in Nigeria. Like, this is really wild. To me, this is an extreme oversimplification. We'll get into it. Today, faith is under attack. That's what she says. In way too many places in Nigeria, Christians are being targeted, driven from their homes, and killed. Churches have been burned, families have been torn apart, and entire communities live in fear constantly simply because of how they pray. The article goes on and says, before Minaj's speech, UN Ambassador Mike Waltz echoed the notion of persecution against Christians. Anytime no shame, but like anytime Christians talk about persecution, girl, like you gotta. Anyway. Talk about persecution against Christians before thanking Nicki for taking the UN podium to demand action for Christians. Minaj's speech prefaced a panel discussion entitled "Combating Religious Violence and the Killing of Christians in Nigeria." Time reporter Eric Cortellesa previously broke news of the speech, blah, 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 blah. This speech comes weeks after she made a post on Twitter lauding Trump's Truth Social post that claimed that Christianity was under an existential threat in Nigeria. I just don't understand. Like, every time Christianity comes around here talking about woe is me, I never understand how something so dominant on the planet is always in threat. It's always under threat. It's always under threat. The word God is printed on every dollar we exchange. Oh my God. You know what I mean? I know they talk about Nigeria, but it's just so interesting how every time it comes around, I'm like, girl, y'all dominate this planet. Y'all are one of the dominant religions on this planet. Y'all ain't under no threat of nothing. What are y'all talking about? And before y'all get mad, I'm talking about Christianity as a whole. Christianity as an organized, dominating, oppressive, as a whole, it's not under threat, girl, no matter what y'all talking about. All right. Elsewhere in November, she shared a pro-MAGA clip posted by the White House. We already know that. Trump has asserted that Christians have been persecuted and murdered by radical Islamists and has threatened to invade. He has threatened to invade Nigeria, guns ablazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. Like I said in the beginning of this video, anytime the U.S. is talking about we about to go there to get rid of radical Islamic, you need to be concerned. You need to be looking at how they spinning this. A simple search will tell you that Nigeria is Africa's top exporter of oil. I know that is just one cog in the machine, right? Oil and resource, but it's a factor, right? It simply is a factor, girl. Everywhere there's radical Islamists, there happens to be oil there as well. Interesting. And now she want to be the mouthpiece for this. Interesting. On September 11th, Texas Senator Ted Cruz, he's so annoying, introduced a bill against persecution of Nigerian Christians. Anytime you got Republicans putting any kind of bill, any kind of legislation to protect Nigerian anything, to protect Nigerian anything, you should be concerned. You should be concerned. They don't want to give you girls food in this country, but go pretend that they're concerned about a Nigerian anything overseas in any capacity. Do you see what I'm saying? You need to be concerned. You need to be like, you need to ask yourself, am I being lied to? The answer is yes. All right, so all that, but the nonpartisan U.S.-based organization Armed Conflict, Location and Event Data Project and Council on Foreign Relations have repeatedly stated that the notion of Christians being disproportionately attacked is a dangerous reduction of the nature of violence in Nigeria that is not backed by data. Nigerian citizens support their sentiment. In an Al Jazeera op-ed, senior special assistant to the president of Nigeria stated, every region of Nigeria has both Christians and Muslims living side by side, and conflicts typically unfold along community or regional lines rather than strictly religious ones. Bulama Bukarti, a Nigerian conflict researcher and human rights lawyer, told ABC News that the violence is indiscriminate. In a report where Imam stated, the kind of pain we've gone through for the past years, this issue affects both faiths. Nigeria's population of 220 million people is mostly split between Christians and Muslims. Still, Minaj, like Trump and his conservative comrades, they're projecting a misconception that Christians in particular are being assailed in Nigeria. And Nicki said, this is about standing up in the face of injustice. It's about what I've always stood for in my career. She's like, it's not about picking sides. I will care if anyone anywhere is being persecuted for their beliefs. And it's just like, okay, girl. The things to keep in mind, like I said, Nigeria is Africa's largest exporter of oil. Like, just point blank period. Like that might as well be the blaring Summer Jam screen sign that you just point to. And as well, recent U.S. policy under Trump has explicitly signaled interest in Africa's broader mineral wealth, including Nigeria, with a focus on critical minerals for our tech sector. So all them phones and computers and gaming consoles and all type of stuff, right? This goes beyond oil. We're targeting resources like lithium, cobalt, rare earths that are essential for batteries, semiconductors, and clean energy technologies. Clean energy. How clean is it? Just those facts already, you can see the BS that is clearly being spun here. All you have to do is dangle, oh my gosh, the Christians, radical Islamic terrorists, oh my gosh. All you have to do is say that, and now you done activated all the, conservatives. You done activated a lot of liberals too. Meanwhile, this administration got the Caribbean in all type of turmoil right now. I mean, like all kind of turmoil with their military stuff going on. You know what I mean? And with all that going on, Nicki gonna hop in front right now, be the spokesperson for this like warped kind of like weird PR kind of thing, so we could go and do whatever we want. We can go invade Nigeria. We can go. That is like so absolutely dangerous. It's like putting people in direct line of fire, girl. Like direct. Like this ain't no like BS no more where we're just like, BSing on station head. Like you trying to be an arm, like the PR arm of the imperialist machine. That is so, that is crazy. crazy to me. That is crazy to me. But yeah, they already up there framing it like, oh my God, she went to the UN and she's, oh my God, if you have a problem with that, you have a problem with peace in the world. And like, they taking this PR mess that Olivia Pope herself done spun and spat to Nicki Minaj in her inbox. They taking this and acting like she done really did something out of kindness and goodwill of her heart. Girl, she working with the Trump admin who is literally trying to go there and rob Africa like they been doing, bro. It's just, y'all can't defend this. But I mean, hey, you know what? Somebody always can. And I'm sure they're going to be in my comments. Thank y'all so much for watching. Love y'all so much. And make sure you have a good evening.
Y'all know who I am, y'all know who I am. Adrian, I be in the cut, I sizzle with your man. Don't be mad at me because he recognized the brand. Don't be mad at me, that nigga acting